Welcome to another episode of Vegas Views. I'm Dawn Sullivan.
Danny Miner.
We're here today to entertain you. We'll be here for about an hour, so hang. Danny.
What?
Those Golden Knights.
This is seriously Vegas. If you're not excited, you're not alive. We're one win away from being a championship city. We have to win tonight. I want to win tonight. I want to end it tonight. Let's just end it.
Tell me about that game that took us here.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, it's been up and down. I don't know if the game that they did lose, because they're winning the series 3-1 right now.
Yeah.
The game they did lose, they were winning that game and they lost in like the last 2 minutes. I mean, it was, so really they could have beat them 4 straight.
Yeah.
I think our team's way better. I really do.
Okay.
I'm being honest. I think we're better than Florida, and I think we end it tonight. And I think we end it like 3-1, 4-1, something like that. It'll be, we're ending it tonight.
So exciting for the city. Guys, if you're not in Las Vegas right now and you don't live in Las Vegas is going crazy over the Golden Knights. This is awesome. So come to Las Vegas. Experience this with us. If you can get there tonight, come check it out. It's awesome.
On my way here, I passed one of the terrible gas stations.
Yeah.
Somebody has a stand out there. They're selling shirts, Golden Knights. They have everything.
Yeah.
Prices starting at $5. I saw it at $5. I think as soon as I leave, I'm going to go get a shirt. They're selling shirts for $5.
You wouldn't think. You
No, I know.
Way overpriced.
Yeah.
But it's going to be crazy tonight down by the arena. Everything is going to be
I was
nuts.
thinking about going there. Honestly, I don't have tickets to the game, but I was thinking about like going to where New York was, up in that area, because people are going to be going crazy.
It's
The
gonna
strip
be
is going to be
insane.
nuts tonight.
Mhm.
I mean, I got chills just thinking about it. I mean, our city had this team, about 6 years now, 5 or 6 years.
it's 5, yeah.
I mean, this is, for them to win it in that amount of time is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because you realize there's 32 teams, Dawn.
Mhm.
It's hard to win a championship.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. For our team, it's awesome. Our girls did it, the Las Vegas Aces.
Yes.
Now our Golden Knights could do it. I mean, it's great for the city. I love it. I'm a huge fan. And listen, I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, a huge sports fan of Philadelphia, but the Knights took my heart.
Yeah.
So I left the Philadelphia Flyers, and now I'm a Golden Knights fan for life.
I am 100% Golden Knights fan, and I'll tell you something. Did you feel like back in the day before we started to getting sports, people kind of looked at Vegas like, Vegas, they're like the betting capital of the world.
Yes.
They're not for sports. So doesn't it feel good to now come from a place, or live in a place that's like, we're a sports city.
We're a
And
sports
we're a good sports city. We don't stink. We're good.
I agree. And you know what? This city, Don, and I think we talked about it the other day, this city's just growing and growing. This is the place you want to be.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity here. The only thing I wish in my life, my regret, I didn't move here sooner.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
I truly believe I would have been better off in a bigger city. Honestly, God. So, I mean, I come from a small town, a small area. Just the opportunities in this city is just overwhelming right now.
Yeah.
You got, like we talked about, Mark Wahlberg bringing
Absolutely.
in studios, right? Yeah, I mean, the strip is just evolving. We're bringing in a baseball team now. I mean, it's just, this city is growing and growing and growing, and we're lucky to live here.
I like being from a newer city too. Like everything here is so brand new. The streets, compared to like New York, which is an old place, everything is kind of dirty and
Yes.
stinky. You know, so being here, everything, the buildings are new. Everywhere you go is fairly clean.
Yep.
And then just to have like, it's very cool. This is so we're making history right now. So
Yes.
like in 100 years, it's like, when did this start?
Yes.
You know, and we're witnessing all this stuff, and this is really, really cool. We had a little place in the desert in, what was it, the 40s and 50s, where they started
Yes.
with all the music and the casinos and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and now look what it is today. It's home to, 30 million people?
It's insane.
Sports teams.
Yeah, it's
We're not
insane.
just known anymore for, like, the casino and gaming capital of the world. We are truly the entertainment capital of the world now.
100%.
Yeah.
And the food, we got everything in this city.
Yeah.
I mean, you do not have to leave this city to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I told you tonight, we're doing a staycation again tonight,
Yeah.
just to watch the game, gamble this way.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home. You want to have a drink or two, you can, do whatever you want. So this city's just growing and growing, and the opportunities for people are just,
Yeah.
I mean, crazy. I think you're gonna see this city really increase in size.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
The one
really.
thing that does scare me, though, about that is
Prices.
Well, the prices are
Right.
they're a little crazy now. When I
Yeah.
first moved here, I couldn't even believe how low things were.
That's
was
what I
like-
did too. I agree.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You can get this for this amount of money.
Yeah.
Now, it is getting a little bit pricier to live here. I am scared, though, with certain population comes a lot more crime.
Right.
and other things like that. But if you can't tell, Danny and I love Las Vegas. Okay.
I
With
do,
that
I do.
being said, Danny, how did it go? What happened? Your poker.
right,
Guys, if you
listen.
tuned in last week, Danny talked about being in the World Series of Poker. He kind of explains a little bit how it was working for him. What happened?
All right, here's the scoop, Don. I lost again. But listen, it wasn't my fault. I think back to this, I played perfect. And unfortunately, in poker, you could play perfect and still lose. That's the only thing I hate about the game. And that's why I say I'm going to quit all the time, but I never quit.
Let me ask you, after this one, did you say, I'm never doing this again? Did you even bother? Or you
I got up and I thought, this didn't just happen to me. Okay, and I'll explain what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm in the World Series. I'm in about 8 hours.
Okay.
So we're playing about 8 hours.
Guys, this is 8 consecutive
Yes.
hours of this guy probably just getting up to go to the bathroom. Was anyone even like bringing you food, drink,
No,
anything?
they come. They give
Okay, so
coffees
you
and
weren't
stuff.
like
Yeah.
starving. You were okay.
Yeah, I was okay. And I brought a bag with me because I played in the World Series before, and I know they're 13-hour days.
Yeah.
So I bring my bag with some snacks and stuff like
Okay,
that because
good.
you know you're not leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 8 hours in, and I'm thinking to myself, I got to double up. I'm starting to get short my chips. I'm thinking, I got to double up. I look down, I have pocket aces. I'm like, yes! You know what I mean? I'm thinking, all right, this is my chance. I'm so excited. So I raise. This other guy goes all in. Well, of course I'm calling. I have the best hand right at this point.
Yeah.
So I turn over aces. He turns over nines. And I'm thinking to myself, and he goes, hey, good hand. He's already telling me good hand that I won. Flop the 9. I'm out of the tournament. He flops the 9. I'm out of the tournament. I do that walk. Every poker player knows that walk. When you lose and you're embarrassed and you get up and you walk out of the casino, it's the walk of shame.
Are
I
you
call
an
it.
angry walker?
No.
You're kind of.
I'm pretty cool. I
Those
don't show.
angry ones scare me sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll hear someone like yelling and screaming. You're like, what happened to him? Oh, he just lost. Oh.
Yes.
In no other city can you find that. Oh, he just lost.
And you know, you walk out of a casino and it's just that embarrassment.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, there was 2 rebuys. So if you got knocked out, you could rebuy. Mine was after, like the first 5 hours you can rebuy or whatever the heck it was, right? Daniel Negreanu. You know who he
Yes.
is, right? If anybody doesn't know him, he's like the face of poker.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu's like, everybody loves him. He lives here in Vegas, and he's a big star poker player. He was in line 3 times. So he lost, he rebought. I was thinking, man, it must be nice to have that kind of money. What do you think? I lose, let's go rebuy. But he was in line. I was praying so much that I got to play with him.
Yeah.
But he never came to my table. I was like, please let him get on my table, but he wasn't. I had one pro at my table. The cameras were on him for a while.
Yeah.
But he ended up losing before I did. He ended up getting knocked out.
So
But
was there a part of you like, beat that guy out?
yeah, you always get that.
I love that.
You always get that. Like you try to make yourself feel better. Well, I outlasted him, you know what I mean? So, but I'm going to play in another event. Probably at the end of the month, I'm thinking about another event. It's a $500 buy-in event, but
Where is this one?
it's still going on. It's
Still going on. So
that is going to
good.
go on to the end of July. That is there at the Paris and Horseshoe now.
Horseshoe.
That's there until the end of the
Guys,
month,
for you
till
guys
July.
that don't know, the Bally's is the horseshoe now. So when you hear the horseshoe, it's just the old Bally's.
Yeah.
And then there's a new Bally's, though.
There's a new Bally's at the Tropicana is the new Bally's.
Tropicana's just done.
They're saying it's done for this baseball stadium. I don't know. You know, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
You know, that's where they're going to put the baseball stadium. But the World Series, if anybody wants to go there, it's happening. If you like poker, you got to play in the World Series. It's so much fun. It really is. So I'm going to play in another event at the end of the month, and hopefully I do better.
Okay.
But there's nothing I could do.
I have a feeling you can do good.
I mean, there's nothing I could do. I mean, but I enjoy it. Everybody's fun. It was relaxing. It was fun.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a couple minutes. We're going to come right back. You're not going to want to miss this show. I know a lot of the time it's Danny and I just shooting back and forth, but we have a lot to say today. So, guys, tune back in. We'll be right back.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak. If you want to buy or sell a home, call Michelle 702-683-6576.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get about the dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a foal and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back, Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. Danny, what's going on with the whistleblower? What did I hear?
Listen, Dawn, I just did a video this morning. It's at 60,000 views already. And I just did it this morning on TikTok. If anybody hasn't watched News Nation, okay, News Nation had a guy from the Air Force on. He was a high-ranking official. I mean, this is legit. News Nation did the background on this guy. He is real. Okay? He was in this program that the United States has that's called ARROW. They investigate these aerial phenomenons that are flying in our skies, okay, that they're saying. And now listen, people are laughing. UFOs. The government has admitted to this, that these things are flying in our skies. So this guy came out
These things, or they're saying they're UFOs or just things?
They're calling them aerial. They got a new name for them.
Okay.
They're not ARPs or something like that, or AUPs. Aerial unidentified phenomenon or something. That's what they're calling them now instead of UFOs. Okay. Now, this whistleblower on News Nation. Folks, when I tell you this, you're going to say Danny went nuts. You're going to say Danny went nuts. But listen, you go and watch this and you'll realize I'm not nuts. Okay? This guy, like I said, he's coming out and they're saying that the Department of Defense was okay with him coming out with this information.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. Okay? I hope you're all sitting down because this is going to get crazy.
This is
going to get crazy. He said the first UFO crashed in 1933 in Italy.
Okay.
Our government went to Italy, took over the craft. Okay, so we have that. That was the first craft that crashed, UFO crash that here. Roswell, 100% happened. He said we have 12 crafts in our possession right now. 12 UFOs our U.S. government has. And we have bodies of our aliens.
Have I just had a busy week? Has the country heard of this?
The country, and that's what they don't get, Dawn. It's everywhere. And I'm going to tell you why. The media lies to us so bad that nobody believes them anymore. That's what the problem is. You turn on Fox News, right? Fox has an agenda. You turn on CNN, CNN has an agenda.
Yeah.
So nobody believes these news stations anymore. People are turning to TikTok and other people because they don't believe the news. Okay? So when this UFO stuff comes out, now people, no, they're telling you this is real. And you ready for this? Here's the shocker. This is the one that made me dance around, Don. They said to the guy, so you mean to tell me that these things are coming from other planets? And this is what he says, Don. I'm not sure if they're coming from other planets. And people are like, what do you mean? He goes, they may be living here amongst us in a different higher dimension. That's what he said. That they may have always lived amongst us. And you ready for this? They're saying, I'm not crazy. Watch the news. Okay, I'm not crazy. They're saying the government back in the 50s or whatever has an agreement with the aliens. We actually met with them. We actually met with them. That's what this guy's saying. This guy's saying, I know what this sounds like. I know you all think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you this is 100% true.
And this guy's a credible source.
He's a credible source.
He's not nuts.
He's not nuts. He was in charge of this. He had higher, I can't think of what you call it with the military where they have, what do you call that when they can go secret files? I can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Okay. He had the highest, even higher than Congress.
So this is
yes.
real.
This guy talked to people. These things been happening for years. It's going on for years, and the government has covered it up for years. The guy said, and now we had this crash in Las Vegas too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I turn on the news. They're talking about these UFOs all the time. Don, this is what I think, and this is what I said in my video, folks. Even if this much is true, because every lie there is some truth to everything.
Everything.
Okay, so even if it's this much true, we've been lied to our whole lives. We've been lied to our whole lives.
Yeah.
He's saying that they live here amongst us.
I am trying to process this. What does that look like for you? When you first heard that, what is your impression? Or guys, call in to us. What would the impression be from what Danny just said? They're living amongst us. So who would they be? Like,
right.
Where are they?
Now they're saying they have another name for the UAPs too, or the whatever it is, the new name for the UFOs, because they believe they're in our oceans. That these spacecrafts are actually going in our oceans.
You sound crazy, right?
I know.
He sounds nuts to me. Like, I believe Danny and everything he says. I'm still trying to process this because it sounds crazy. But I kind of believe what you're saying, and I have my own reasons to believe what you're telling me.
Right.
But it just sounds so crazy because we are so programmed as a society to think and believe one way. We've been fed our whole lives.
Yes.
And now to hear something like this is like, really?
Listen, think about this, okay? We live on a ball. A ball that goes and spins in a circle. And then people are like, there's no way there could be aliens. No way. You live on a ball that's floating somewhere in the sky in infinity. Okay, so you don't think there might be aliens? Of course there might be, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, our world it's strange. And when I heard this yesterday, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. So when they break free from him and they go back to the news desk guy, guy goes to, it was an Australian reporter that did it. And he says, do you believe what he's saying? I mean, he said, I watched everything. I reread it. He said, some of this stuff is insane, right? And he said, I believe him. His credentials are there. Yeah. We did a background on him. He did work for this AARO. It's called AARO. They actually investigate these things in our skies. Now, the Pentagon just released, I don't know if you saw this.
I have not.
In Iraq and Iran, when the wars were going on, of course we had satellites watching all these wars and stuff. There was a ball, okay, like this, not this big, but bigger. And it went right across the war zone, and we have a picture of it. They just released the video. It went right through everything.
Well, that's the one thing, Danny, that I've always said is there's been so many sightings, so much footage since video has been a huge thing. The last couple of decades, we've had so many UFO sightings and people saying, what is this big light over my home flashing down? And the government can't explain it. It's always been brushed off like, oh, this happened in Alaska. We're going to brush this off. People will forget because we live in the United States, or wherever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's happened here and people don't pay attention. So that is so unexplained in itself. Like, this keeps on happening decade after decade and we don't know. There's no explanation. It just fades in the news. So this does make sense on that level.
Wait. It even gets better. Okay, it gets better. This is what he says. He says the one craft, it crashed, and he said it was like 30 feet long, the craft, about 30 feet long. He said, but when you went inside the craft, it was the size of a football field. So you looked at it this way, and it was 30 feet, but when you went inside, the inside of the craft was the size of a football field. I'm telling you, this is insane. And he said
Yeah, I mean, you may have just lost me. I was with you. No, I believe you. I trust you. I was with you. Yeah, you lost me.
And he said we have aliens. We have actual alien bodies.
That. We have alien bodies.
Yeah, he said, and they. Now, listen, I am big into this. As you can see, I know a lot about this because it's always interested me since I was a kid. And I've never seen anything done. So I can't tell you, I saw a UFO. I never did.
Yeah.
But it's always intrigued me, okay? Yeah. I've always been interested in it.
Like the what if factor.
The what if. What if this really happened? And now that it's coming out, and I think you hit it right on the head, Don. You said we all have cameras now. I think the government has hid this all these years. But now they can't anymore. They can't. There's cameras. There's ring cameras. There's cameras everywhere. That's why all these videos are out there now. People are seeing this.
Yeah.
And it's just, they can't hide the fact anymore that something's flying in our sky. And I think, if you remember 2 years ago, they admit that there's something flying in our sky that they can't explain.
They can't explain.
Yeah. So, watch this News Nation. You will, I think the guy's name's like David Grush or something like that. His name is. And, I mean, when you see him talk, he's like, yep, that's what happened. Like, he's like matter of fact about it that, yep, this happened. I talked to these people.
That makes it even more so believable.
Yes.
But he's matter of fact about it because he's like, yeah, this has just been what's going on. You guys just don't know, and I'm just giving you that information.
Yeah. And then the news guy said, people are going to say to you, they're going to say to you, I want to see pictures. You're saying all this stuff. I want to see pictures. I want to see proof. And he said, I'm here because I want you to see proof. That's why I'm coming out. Because the government has this.
And the government's okay with him doing this now.
They're saying the Department of Defense is
okay.
They're saying the Pentagon is trying to quash this. They don't want people to know. Because if you think about it, if the Pentagon, who is supposed to protect us, our military is supposed to protect us, if they're telling you there's something out there, that technology that's better than ours, they're going to scare people.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. Like, if this is true, Don, and listen, I don't know if it's true, okay? My gut tells me some of this is true.
I believe it's true. You're passionate about this, Danny. I think Danny believes this is
But what does it do mentally to people? Honest to God. Like, if they come out and say, there's aliens.
Yeah.
There's aliens. And I watched the show the other night. I'm not going to get into it, but they said there's like 60 species of them. So, I know, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. Okay, we'll get off that subject.
They're already there, Danny. They're already there.
They already think I'm crazy, right?
TikTok does it.
But what does that do? I mean, religion-wise, everything.
Right.
I watched a TikTok of this guy that just does UFOs, okay? He just does UFOs and Bigfoot stuff on his TikTok. And he said he is afraid that, some people might think about committing suicide because of this. I mean, it's as crazy as think, but he said, you're putting something on people that's craziness. What does it do for religion? What does it do for everything if this is true?
Psychologically, that changes it for me personally, just one human being. It changes almost everything in my belief system. If someone says they're walking around amongst us, that's going to automatically, because of the unknown, and most of the time we fear the unknown, who is he? Who is she? Who is that? Are they now like humans? Are they... are they an animal? Like, what does that look like? Because now if our minds are even opening up to believe any of this, it could be anything. They could be among us right now and we just can't see them. I mean, it can get that deep.
Because they're saying that guy, if you watch it, he said a different dimension. Yeah. He believes that's where they might be coming from. That they actually live amongst us, but in a higher dimension. Now, listen.
When you're done with this, I have something to say about that dimension stuff.
I was on the CIA website. Okay, yeah, I know, I'm crazy. Okay, you can put stuff in there like UFOs, and unclassified stuff will come up. You will be shocked what's on that CIA website. You will be shocked.
Going home to CIA.
I'm telling you, you're talking about remote viewings on there. People hearing thoughts without talking. There's everything on there. I'm telling you,
go to that thoughts without talking.
Yes, like we can communicate without talking to each other. That's on there. Everything, you go to that CIA website, everything's on there. People just don't do it. All the unclassified stuff is on there. You could put UFO in there. All of that stuff's going to come up.
Guys, you need to do this and check this out. I'm doing this. I'm checking it out. I was just going to say to you, if there is other life form, or we'll call them that There's been so many weird other things, sightings with ghosts and things that people are just saying they're ghosts. But since we've all had like door cams now and Ring doorbells and stuff, they keep having all these different sightings of like just shadows.
Yeah.
And it's like the strangest thing. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's like all these men and women calling in and saying like, yeah, there's 3 o'clock in the morning. There's a shadow on my. They can't figure out.
Yeah.
And they're going to Ring and saying it's a defective, faulty. I don't think it's as effective and faulty. What if they're shadows? They're just something picking up on the camera, and that is something really walking past your house. What if we can't see them? What if they are in another dimension, but we are picking them up? I know this sounds so crazy and just like a fake movie or something sci-fi and stuff like that, but what if that's the case? Because there have been so many different sightings of unexplained stuff on cameras. What was
totally
that
agree.
shadow? It's like if you Google that.
What was that shadow?
What was that shadow? People don't know. Unexplained. It could be.
Yeah, you never know.
What do you think about? This is pushing it.
Go ahead.
You're a little nuts. What do you? I'm just
Not a little. I'm crazy. I believe everything.
What if that there are people amongst us, like physical in the flesh people among us? Would you believe any of that?
I don't know what I believe anymore. This is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, why? Think of this, Don. Why are we who we are? It's only because we were told this. We were told. Why did I grow up Catholic? I grew up Catholic because I was born in a Catholic family. That's the only reason I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason.
So you speak English because you were taught by English.
Yes!
You could have been anywhere, in anything, in any life. In
Exactly.
Any
Think of our brains, right? Our brains are a computer. We didn't just wake up and know everything. It had to be put into us. So everything that me talking out, that was taught to me, every single thing. Okay, we are a computer. That's basically what we are.
Yeah.
And now I'm not even going to get into that because you're going to think I'm crazy. But think about this.
There.
Think about this. DNA, our DNA is like our serial number,
Absolutely.
which is weird.
Yeah.
We have a serial number.
Yep.
Why do we have a serial number? That makes me think, why do we have a serial number?
do.
We do.
I don't know if any
That's
of
a
you guys
fact.
have ever done like a genealogy or any of the what is it called, Ancestry.com.
I've done that,
and
yeah.
stuff. I've done
Yeah.
Ancestry as well, and some of the stuff that I found out through Ancestry was like, whoa, like it's different nationality than I thought I was completely.
Right.
I mean, my father was swearing we were straight up Italian.
Okay.
Swearing, and I'm like, I really don't look Italian here. And there's some other stuff that, and just not only that, there have been some people
Right.
that they like. You are 9.6 or 95.96% first cousins with this person.
Right.
I had this girl contact me.
Wow.
We try to figure out how this worked. We do. If we have serial numbers collecting us by our blood
Yeah.
and connecting, it's insane. It's just insane, and it is like a serial number. That's almost scary.
And I don't know if people understand that. They could tell, like, that you were in certain parts of the country with this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like someday they'll be able to tell people that, you know, your ancestor who would be me in the future, you know, lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's just weird, that part of the country, like it ends up being in our folks. And then people are like, there's no way there's aliens.
Really?
You don't think that's weird? We have DNA that's our serial number. I mean, it's a serial number, so something's going on. I know. People are going to say, we're not tuning that. Danny's crazy.
No, both of them. Now she's believing him. Where'd she go? She was normal last 2 weeks.
He's making her crazy. He's believing all this crazy stuff.
I do keep an open mind to all of this. To be completely honest, I love reality. I love my own reality, I guess, because now it's perception, and you know it's always perception. But I like television and movies and stuff that are real. I like to see what's really going on in the world. So I've always shied away from anything with UFOs. I've shied away from anything with ghosts. It's not necessarily my thing. But I've kind of sparked an interest now. What if? What if? I see a lot of these silly ones, and I think this is nonsense, but they say, like, Beyonce and Oprah, their eyes twitch. So
I seen that too. Yes.
But I will tell you something, and people thought I was going a little bit nuts, but I went to see Katy Perry.
Okay.
I swear to you. I'm at the Katy Perry concert, and she's doing her performance, and I'm like, oh, wow, she looks really good, and I'm close. I'm close. I'm like, she looks so plastic to me, though. Like, and I'm sorry, I'm not judging her looking plastic or anything. Of course, we all get surgery and, you know, makeup, whatever. But I'm like, oh, she looks ultra plastic. And then she winks her eye, and she's going like this.
Oh, were you there?
I was there. I was in the front row. And she's going like this with her eye, and then she opens it up. They say afterwards on TikTok and all this, it was on the news, local Las Vegas news, I think it was Channel 3, that her eyelash got stuck. I was sitting right there. She could not open her eye. I thought like, oh, shit. sorry, Katy Perry's having a stroke. Like, and that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, oh, that's so interesting and weird. Did she do that on purpose to, like, I thought it was actually part of the performance.
Right.
Like, oh, that's cool, because it was a part where she was supposed to be a doll. So
Right.
what I thought she was doing was opening and closing her eyes, and one of them got stuck like a doll would.
Right.
So I thought, oh, that's so interesting, so fantastic for the performance. Moving forward, I go home, I see everything on TikTok, and I'm like, wait, I was there for that. And they show it again and again and again. And then if you look at Katy Perry from her performance, and then you look at pictures of Katy Perry, completely different than the girl I saw in concert. Her jawline was completely different. To me, I'm not kidding. I know everyone's airbrushed, but her arms even looked plastic. Completely plastic. So for a little while, I was telling everybody in this, and they thought I was crazy. I was convinced that I did not see Katy Perry in the flesh, that was a robot or something. And even like the way she walked, she was climbing up steps. This sucks. She doesn't have a residency here, does she? Anymore. She's going to be like this lady's, whatever. But I don't know if they just use robots or something. But when she was climbing up a thing, her leg bent in a way that the human leg doesn't bend.
Are you
and
serious?
I recognized it. I thought to myself, is that a robot? Is she supposed to play so much of a doll, like moving like a Barbie, like, or is that real? And her leg bent in a certain way that like humans don't bend. I'm just saying, guys. So if there are any robots, it's Katy Perry.
This show's turning into like a paranormal show, right?
Which is so not my thing, but I
It's so my thing.
No, it's so not. It's a one thing, Danny. I don't have a comment, but I'm learning a lot here. And you know what?
Did you ever ghost hunt?
No. In this, but I believe.
I did.
I've never ghost hunted, but I believe in ghosts more than anyone would ever. And I don't even know ghosts. I would call them energy. Or they're a vibe.
That's what I think.
But I don't know if they're actual ghosts. So I'm not going to call them ghosts, but I am certain, 100% certain that people that are no longer living are here with us. I know it.
Right.
I know this. They are here with us 100%. Good and bad. I feel like there's bad ones and there's good ones. In my office, you guys are going to now laugh, we call her Emma. But in my studio down on Sahara, Dream Tracks Academy, in my studio, Natalie Stout, Frank Perillo, they're the owners down there, and I work out of that studio, and I'm not kidding, I go into the bathroom, and one time I felt like something grabbed my shoulder. I'm like, all right, that's weird, whatever. Yeah. Then I was in the building alone, and it's like hearing this ticking sound, and I'm like, oh God. So we make a big joke of it now. Her name is Emma. So when we hear the nicks and crannies and the walls and stuff, Emma's in there, but I believe there's something else in that building, and I don't think that she's good. But I do believe in positive. I sound crazy, but that's okay. But now they ask, what was that noise? That was just Emma, guys. Even the students are like, I think Emma turned the music on, or Emma, or whatever. They know Emma locked the door. But I do believe that there are people that have passed that are with us every single day. I believe they send signs and things like that. Yeah. Did you go look for them? I've never done that.
Well, what we did was we live not far from Gettysburg, okay, which was the biggest battle in the Civil War, right? 30,000 people died there in these battlefields, right? So we went there, and it was a weekend. We paid for to stay at this hotel, and the hotel is haunted, and the soldiers were there, and we did ghost hunting. They gave us their machines and all that stuff, right? And there was a ghost box where you can talk to the ghosts.
Honestly, be honest, Danny. Was it like hokey pokey? Or was it like this possibly could be real?
I didn't think it was. Listen, I went there in that ghost box, right? They were saying they asked her the question, and they said the ghost came back and said Abraham Lincoln. And the guy goes, did you guys all hear that? And I said, I heard. And the guy got all mad at me and then my girlfriend hits me, quit joking around. I was like, I didn't hear anything.
That's my personality. That's not true.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to throw me out of this ghost hunting because I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything.
They should have known. They were like, there's a really loud guy. Stick him in the back. Tell him to be quiet.
But the room we stayed in actually had a book.
Okay.
That people could give their experiences of the haunting in their room. Because the room is supposedly haunted. We stayed at a ghost hotel.
Is there a part of you that believes that if you truly believe in certain things, it is very real to you? It is your perception. And so I do believe that there are ghost hunters that truly, truly believe they're seeing these things.
Yes.
And it's their perception, where Danny and I would just hear, maybe they heard something else. I think it's on the level of believing.
Gettysburg's supposed to be the most haunted place in the world.
Yeah.
It really is, because of all the people that died. And if you go and Google, like on YouTube and stuff, you can see they have pictures like soldiers going through the trees and stuff. What I think, Don, and this is what I always thought, I don't believe it's ghosts. I believe when something bad happens, that energy stays
Yes.
there. That's
It's
what
an
I think.
energy more
It's an
so.
energy,
Yeah.
and people sometimes see it. It comes out again. And I believe the energy was so bad that day. You're talking about 30,000 people dying on that battlefield. I mean, and I think that energy has stayed in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
I really do.
absolutely.
And I did have one thing that was weird. Me and my daughters are walking through the Gettysburg battlefield. And now, no restaurants. If you ever walk through the Gettysburg's battlefield, there's no restaurants. Restaurants are back in town, okay? All of a sudden, we had this strong smell like chicken soup. Like we were walking through these battlefields. Were they like making themselves soup or something while they were fighting this war? I mean,
And you
I had this
smell-
strong smell. I said to my kids, "You guys smell that?" They're like, "Yeah, we smelled chicken soup." It was weird on this battlefield. It was insane.
See, you just saying that now makes me believe.
Right.
Because I also have a thing with smells and people that are deceased. It is my biggest sense. It would be smell. Some
Right.
people see things. Some people just feel people around them. I smell people. So
Right.
that's real. I believe in that 100%. Out of nowhere, you smell that. That's something.
Right. I
Or,
agree.
people would say, well, there's some religious too. Is it God letting you know that there's so much. There's so many different theories on what that could really be.
Oh
But
yeah.
you smelled it, so it was real to you.
It was
Yeah.
real. Yeah, I mean, it was totally real. I mean, what about psychics?
Okay. Okay.
We still have a couple minutes, right?
Okay, listen. Yeah, okay.
Good.
All right. 100% believe in psychic energies. I
Okay.
think some of them at the mall or at like little carnivals and stuff.
I see some that are fake. 100%.
Yeah, they're like,
yes.
you're a very confident
Yes.
woman, you think? I mean, there's like,
Yes.
that you're this, you're that. Okay. But yes, I have been to psychics who have literally told me things, and this is like 2 decades ago. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. The one thing that I'm waiting for, I'm going to be honest in this, if this ever happens, I'll share it with the show. A psychic once told me, this sounds so weird, that I was going to have an orange cat. I'm not necessarily a cat person. I don't have an orange cat. There's never an orange cat in my path, but it is the one thing that the psychic was so adamant about. This orange cat meant so much to me. And I just haven't had the orange cat. But there have been so many other things a psychic has literally told me that have happened in my life. So from 25 years ago to now that have actually happened, I believe 100%, whether it's the energy that they're reading and tarot cards.
Right.
100% believe in tarot cards.
Okay.
100%. I believe in that stuff, yes. Yeah.
I've had, since I've been on TikTok, I've had 2 psychics now reach out to me and gave me readings for free.
Okay.
Okay, I did it on Zoom and everything, and they reached out and they're like, "Hey, we like your energy. We want to do a free reading for you." And I promoted them a little bit there in my video. And the one psychic, I mean, and I'm waiting for this. She told me a big day is coming for me, and she gave me the day, June 23rd. So I don't know what June 23rd is, but I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. We're days away from June 23rd. I don't know what maybe I'm winning the World Series. Maybe I'm winning the World Series.
Wow. June 23rd. Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
That is awesome. No, I do believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There is energy out there, and I believe that people come to us that have passed. I believe that. Do you believe that? Your
Yes.
family's still with you?
Yeah. My mom's birthday was 11/11. Okay, and I see that number all the time. And my mother was just like me. Very, outgoing, this, that. She had a little more of a temper than me, my mother. She had that temper, but she was very outgoing. So I see that everywhere I go. And it's weird, Don. Every time, I got that interview yesterday.
Yes.
As soon as I get done, I saw it at 11:11. I think, is that my mom saying, "Hey, I saw you doing that interview"? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll
I
see.
think pretty cool things. Yesterday, for instance, something good happened to me. I had to go to a car dealership. I was in an accident this week, but I'm fine, guys. But I had to go buy a new car. So I was leaving the car dealership, and there was a man walking in front of me, and he had a shirt that says, "How does victory taste?" And I said, "Oh, I just like that. That sounds really cool. I wonder what that means for me. Why did I see that?" And then I had looked down at my phone, picked up, and got very good news. That was almost victorious to my life. So I feel like there's a lot of stuff there that we sometimes don't look out for, and if you look out for it, you'll see all these cues and stuff.
Yes.
I think it's God.
I do
I
too.
think it's God. God is guiding us and telling us. But I believe one thing: every single thing happens for a reason, good or bad. So if you've been through some trauma and tragedy, it's I'm sorry to say, happen for a reason. It's going to build the person that you need to be or become, and which is unfortunate sometimes, but also with positive things. I do believe that
I
it's
believe
for
that
a
too.
reason. You cross paths with people for a reason. You meet people for a reason, maybe for a temporary second to be in your life, or forever partner in business, partner in whatever it is.
Yes.
So yeah, so be nice when you meet people.
Yes.
Or not nice. Okay, guys, we're going to take a couple minute break. Come back. We've got to talk about something super important when we get back. I've got to ask you a question.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections. GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Ready to buy a home? Whether you want to move out of your parents' home for the first time, own a home after renting for years, or buy a place with a spouse or partner, purchasing your first home is a big step. Finding the right home for you and your family has never been easier. New American Funding can help you determine how much house you qualify for, what your payments may be, and get you pre-approved, which will help you put in a stronger offer when you do find your new home. Before you start the home buying process, it's important to consider everything that you want in a home and what that means to you. There are several things you should consider when buying a home. The neighborhood. Location, location, location. School district. Review what school district the house is in. Even if you don't have kids, having a home in a desirable school district will pay off when it comes time to sell your home in the future. Commute times. Check the routes to work, school, grocery stores, and more to see how busy they are and how much time these routes will take. Crime rate. Before you get too involved in the home buying process, check out the crime rates for the neighborhoods you are interested in. Our complete property profile report can give you property ownership, historical tax and mortgage data, neighborhood and school data, local market conditions, and more. Find the right home for you and your family with your complimentary property profile from New American Funding. To get pre-approved or to get your complimentary property profile, contact us today.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit Social Media Shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Thank you for tuning back in. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. If you guys are just getting started watching us today, we were talking about some paranormal stuff. But I have to shift for a second. I have one question.
All right.
Danny, we talked last week a little bit about Natalia Grace. Did you do any research on this?
Well, I watched the whole.
You watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole entire thing.
Guys, if you don't know, Natalia Grace is the story of, I think, a little girl. I'm not quite so sure if she was an adult or a child, but she was adopted by this family, and there are all this court stuff going on right now. There's a documentary out. You need to watch it. What are your thoughts? Was she a kid? Was she an adult? Tell me.
This is the first thing. And listen, I'm not mean, okay? But the father in this, I hated him, Don. I hated this guy. Like, I hated this guy so bad, this father. Because he's one of these rich guys that think he's all it.
Can you stop? 1 second.
Go ahead.
I was home, and I was like, I hate this guy. He's banging on the floor. Yes. He's dramatic. He cries, but he doesn't have tears.
Yes.
He's like, ah! And then no tears. I cannot stand that guy. If you're watching, get it together, guy. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Go on. I'm sorry.
If you watch it, I recommend watching this documentary.
Yes.
It's very
so good.
Yes. And basically what it is, Don, is they adopt this girl.
Yeah.
Okay? She's a little person.
Yeah.
And she, she's from Ukraine. Her birth certificate said that she was like, I guess what, 6 or something like that?
6 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
6-year-old little girl.
6 or 8 years old or something like that, right? And as this family adopts her, this Bennett family, they start thinking she's older.
Yeah.
They're starting like, I think this is an adult faking she's this age.
Yeah.
The father comes out and says she was attempting to kill his own kids because they had 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
She tried to poison the mother, this and that, and Don, they end up getting her re-aged. Did you know that?
Re-aged.
To like 24.
What that means is they go to court and
Yes.
they say, we don't have an actual real birth certificate on this child. We don't know. They're from another country. And in Ukraine, it would be hard to go track down biological family and stuff like that. So a court actually re-ages a person, which I think is insane, but just my opinion.
So here's what happens. They re-age her, right? They put her in her own apartment. They're like, we want her out of our house. She's trying to kill us. They put her in her own apartment with like steps to go up. And she's a little person. Yeah. She couldn't get up these steps. And folks,
wait, did you see though the first apartment they put her in?
Yeah, the
all
first
the neighbors?
One. The neighbors didn't like her. She was a pain.
But
But she's a kid.
Yeah.
She was just trying to get stuff
I
from them.
felt sorry for her. She would like go and remember when the dad was talking to her about where she got the donuts? He's like grilling her on where she got the donuts from. It's like this poor kid, when you think about it, if she was a minor, she just wanted some donuts. You know, think about a kid just wanting some sugar.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane to me. So she gets in the big thing. She can't get up and down the stairs by herself.
She can't get up and down the stairs. And here's the thing, and I don't want to ruin it on anybody. Don't listen, because I'm going to ruin it on you right now. They end up finding out that she was like 12 years old when she was living alone. Yeah. She was like a 12-year-old kid living alone.
Yeah. And then
with a disability, not just a 12-year-old kid, a 12-year-old kid with a disability.
And wouldn't they just like drop her off groceries and like leave them?
Yes.
Just drop her groceries, not even bring them in the house.
Yeah, it wouldn't even help her. So here's the tragedy. They charged the parents. Okay, they charged them, with a crime, and they're found not guilty. The father's found not guilty. The wife, when he's found not guilty, they drop the charges on the wife.
Didn't you think it was like a little bit weird though? I feel like the case was about Natalia to a point, but didn't you feel like that dad was just all about trying to kill Christine, the mom? He just wanted her like in jail he was just a spiteful, narcissistic, just horrible human being to that woman. Not that she did wrong as well.
Yeah.
What she did was horrific. Like the stuff she did was terrible.
To that girl, yes.
To the little girl.
Yes, the mother was worse to the girl, I would say.
Absolutely.
But the father was weird.
Yeah.
He's weird as heck.
There's something not right. There's something's going to come out with him. He's going to be our next big serial killer.
Listen, that father, my gut feeling, you're right. More is going to come out with that guy.
Something.
I don't like him at all. Like, not even this much.
When I started watching him, I was like, nope.
They're coming out with another documentary on that.
They are.
It's going to be on Discovery Plus, and it's going to be her side of the story.
Christine's or Natalia?
Natalia's.
Oh.
So Discovery Plus, I think it's coming out at the end of June.
Now, how old is Natalia now? Do you know? She's an adult, though, now.
She's 20 maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing in her 20s now.
Adult. Okay.
She's that one other family took her in as helping her. There's a family that took her in.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. There's a family.
She's safe.
She's safe. She's with these people that care about her and love her.
And she's okay.
Yeah, and she's okay now. I mean,
good.
And the trial was just crazy. But that guy, I mean, him laying on the floor, it was a total act. This guy was I couldn't believe. Just watch it. I don't want to ruin it on everybody. This is a crazy story. It's insane.
Yeah.
And If you ever watched the show The Orphan, it was the same thing.
I never saw that. You had mentioned that. I gotta go check it out.
The
It was
Orphan was
similar.
the same thing. They adopt this girl, okay, and she's posing as a little kid, but
Now, was
she's
this
really
a
an
real life
adult.
story? Or it was just a movie.
It was just a movie.
fictitious movie.
But it's so weird that it's almost the same
what
thing.
happened.
Yes, and this little girl is trying to kill the family.
Yeah.
Okay, and did they think this? Is this why they drummed this up? Because of that movie?
Well, there was a part of the show where they were telling Natalia to tell other people, I tried to kill my family. I'm
Yes.
dangerous. I'm like, they were programming, this is so sad, but they were programming to say, to the little girl to tell people, I am dangerous. I've tried to kill my mom. I've tried to kill my siblings. I'm not okay. Be careful of me. Like, who does, that's just the stuff that, she'll never be okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, how do you come back from that? That's so much mental programming.
The funniest part, because I don't know if I told you this, I don't like the father, but his lawyer said, like, he left the room at one point during the documentary, and his attorney said to the other attorneys in the room, this is a guy that can't go to jail. He won't go to jail. He'll be hiding in the corner curled up. Please help me.
Something screaming.
Yes.
Dramatic.
Oh my God. This guy. Listen. Ever picture somebody and right away you hate the guy.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I couldn't stand this guy.
Honestly, I watched it in pieces, but I got like halfway through and I'm like, I don't even know. I just need to know what's going to happen in the story because it's like I need to know.
Yeah.
But watching him when he was like banging on the floor and then he's like, what does he do? We're all abused. Put a seatbelt on. It was a rough ride. I'm like, I just want to kick this guy in his teeth.
Yeah.
Because I hated everything about
Everything
him.
was a show. Everything was just about him and a show and this and that.
And his personality was so narcissistic. That poor little
I mean,
girl.
the wife was crazy too.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
I couldn't believe they showed them pictures on there of the wife.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe they showed that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Watch it. It's a great documentary.
Yeah. There's so many good ones out right now.
Oh my God, I love
Are
it.
you watching anything else?
I just started watching it. I think it's called Burden of Proof or something like that. It's in West Virginia. This girl died. She left a note saying she ran away in 1987, but her brother felt she never ran away. And you ready for this? It's all these years later. He hired investigators, private investigators. They think the parents killed her. They think his parents killed her.
I saw this, but it's not. It was on a podcast. What podcast was it?
It was West Virginia.
Yeah, I think it was Anna Garcia. Do you ever crime watch Anna Garcia?
No, I have to do it.
Oh, you got to get on Anna. Has all
Okay.
the old school stuff. I love the 80s, 70s, and 80s ones.
Right.
Because then they have the DNA now to come back and we can find these people. Most of them are either in jail or dead.
Yeah.
But still, yes, I know which one you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm in.
And the
I just
parents,
watched one
yeah.
episode, and there's like a bunch of episodes. So
Yeah.
I'm in. Like, this story got me already because they said they believe the father killed her and the mother helped cover it up.
Yeah. Were there
It's
other
insane.
siblings involved in
Yes,
this
there
one
was
too?
siblings there,
Yes,
yes.
there were a bunch of other siblings
Yes.
there, and then they weren't allowed to say her name. Do you remember her name? They weren't, like, once she was gone, they weren't allowed to
I
mention
can't
her.
remember her name, but it's crazy because this guy, like, he didn't leave it go. He was a little boy, and now he's in his 50s or whatever the heck he is. He's my age now.
Oh, wait, I know which one this is. You're going to be shocked in the end of this one.
Oh, really? I didn't watch it.
I'm not going to tell you this. You're
Okay.
going to be shocked in the end.
'Cause
of
I
this
wanna
one.
watch
This
the rest
is-
of it.
Watch it. It's good.
I mean,
I know which one this is.
I love these stories.
Oh,
I mean,
me
I
too.
love to piece things together. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But that one got me on the edge of my seat already.
Most of the time, from your experience, if you're watching this, do you try to call it out? You're like, oh, I know who did it. Like, right off the bat, I
Yes.
know what happened.
Yeah,
Are you normally
I try.
right?
I am. I'm really good at that. One thing about me when I was a detective, I always say this. I was not the best investigator. Okay, I was in charge of us, but I was not the best investigator. The best investigator doesn't mean the guy in charge. The guy in charge is the guy that gets everybody to work, motivates everybody. That's the guy in charge, right? So I always said I was never the best investigator, but I was the best at getting confessions done. I was the best
I
at
can
it.
see it.
Because, and I know we're getting a little off topic, but you guys will like this. Anybody that is, committed a crime or being accused of a crime, when you interview them, they're looking for a friend. Think about this. You're sitting in the chair. You got these cops in there. Where's my friend? I'm getting yelled at. Where's my friend? Where's my friend of being accused? I was their friend. I was
so you
their
came
friend.
in nice,
I
you
came in nice.
kind,
Don, I
understanding.
would walk in. I wore a suit, okay, and because I had to wear a suit every single day. Oh, it was horrible. I was so glad when I retired. But I came in there. I would come in and instead of saying, "Hey, I'm Sergeant Minor," you know what I mean? I would say, "Hi, I'm Danny." Like I wouldn't,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you come off like that. You don't
Yeah.
say Sergeant Minor, this and that. There's different things. And what I would do, I had a guy one time. He worked for a tire place. Okay, I'm not kidding you. He would go back to the tire place and put free tires on his friends' cars at night for like years and years, and he made extra money doing this. And finally, the business calls the police, and we investigate this. So I'll tell you, long story short, I bring him in, and my one officer is going at him. And I told him, once you're done, let me know, and I want you to leave, and then I'll talk to him. So he's going, this guy, I didn't do it.
How long
So,
did it take you?
half hour, well, no, it takes me about 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. He gets up after a half hour and leaves. And I said, listen, I don't talk. I said, I'm going to tell you what happened. This is what I said to him. You were having trouble paying the mortgage. You have 3 kids, and you did this one time. You did it one time. You thought, I can make some extra money. I need to pay the mortgage at this time. You are not a bad guy. You had to pay the mortgage. You want your kids out in the street? So then it blossomed. You did it once, and then you kept doing it because it was easy. I said, I don't look down upon you. I think you were in a position, you needed money, and you did what you had to do. You're not a bad guy. And he looked at me and he said, it's exactly what happened. And he needed a friend. He needed a friend, so I gave him that.
But how does that feel then? Like, because that story, that guy shouldn't really go away.
He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't.
Okay.
I mean, the good thing, especially when you don't have a record, you commit theft like that,
Yeah.
they don't put you to jail.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And in fact, that guy, he should have been arraigned that night, and I didn't arraign him because I didn't want him to go to jail because I
Yeah.
knew he didn't have bail money.
Yeah.
Okay? That guy sent me a Christmas card. Honest to God, and I arrested him. He did get arrested. He got on probation. He would send me a Christmas card every year.
That is so freaking cool.
Yeah, he would send me a
That is
Christmas
so
card every
freaking
year.
cool.
But so I was able to get people to confess, and someday we can do a whole show on that.
Oh, yes. I
Because
want to.
there's all different things how to tell people are lying. I went through all them classes.
I love that.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting. Guys, we were supposed to talk about crime today again. That didn't happen. We're talking about supernatural stuff, but we've got to go. Dawn Sullivan.
Go Nice!
Go Nice! Dawn Sullivan _
What? Oh, I'm sorry. At the Crime Solver on TikTok. At the Crime
Crime Solver.
Solver. You'll be entertained at the Crime Solver.
One more thing. Dream Tracks Academy, guys. DreamTracksAcademy.com. 877 Acting 4. 877 Acting 4. Modeling, acting, TV, commercial, print. Another thing, guys. I'm casting. I am opening my own improv troupe. So for any of those improv lovers, July, I am opening an improv troupe when we come back from New York, so please start applying now. You can go to Facebook, DreamTracksGroup.com, DreamTracksAcademy.com, 877 Acting 4, Dawn Sullivan _. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. We've had so much fun. See you next week.